My boss was a nightmare, so I gave him a 10-second tour of the afterlife. Looking back at my 18-year-old self, I wish I had stood up for myself sooner. I was working the oil patches in northern Canada, a place where the air freezes your lungs and the men are as hard as the ground. My supervisor was a man named Gary. Gary was a walking disaster, a mid-50s alcoholic who smelled like stale gin at 8 in the morning. He spent his shifts hiding in the heated trailer while I was out in 40 below weather, dragging heavy iron pipes. Gary was a bully who targeted my insecurities. He knew my father wasn't in the picture, and he used that as a weapon. Every time I struggled with a heavy valve, he'd bark, "Maybe if you had a dad, he'd have taught you how to be a real man instead of a weakling." I had to take it. I needed the money for college. To make things worse, Gary made me drive his company truck every morning while he slept off his hangover in the passenger seat. He was a parasite. He got paid the mileage. I got the fatigue. He'd sleep like a dead man until we hit the gravel roads near the site. One particular Tuesday, after a night where he threatened to report me for a safety violation I didn't commit, I hit my limit. The sun was barely peeking over the horizon, and the highway was a ghost town. Then, I saw it. A massive Peterbilt semi-truck was idling in a rest area pullout. The driver was outside, wiping down his mirrors. I pulled over silently. Gary didn't even flinch. His mouth was open, snoring like a chainsaw. I hopped out and approached the trucker. I told him exactly what Gary had been doing to me. The trucker looked at the sleeping lump in my passenger seat and spat on the ground. "Say no more, kid," he whispered. I maneuvered our truck until we were bumper to bumper with the semi. From Gary's perspective, when he woke up, all he would see was a wall of chrome and steel. I got back in, took a deep breath, and gave the signal. I flicked my high beams to blind Gary. At that exact moment, the trucker leaned on his air horn. It was a sound that felt like it was tearing the sky open. Bomb! I started slamming my hands on the dashboard, screaming at the top of my lungs, "Gary, the brakes are gone. We're hitting him. Brake, Gary, brake."